Don't play with the fire, because if you play with the fire, you're going to get burned. And if you get burnt, then that means that you're going to be burnt. But I think it's too late for me to say this to you, my gorgeous Taurini, indeed, because you already have been through something quite negative and something quite difficult. And this reading is, of course, for the month of July 2023. But you know that June 2023 is going to play such an important role when it comes to everything, every single thing which is going to be unfolding for you throughout the months of July. So why am I talking about June when now I'm talking about July? Because July is going to be the actual continuation of what was happening in June. But I'm talking about something really specific. Maybe you didn't have this experience which actually going to really shake you up, okay? Maybe you didn't have that experience just yet at the time when you hear this reading. It really depends. But I'm telling you that in June June is so important when it comes to July because of this really negative experience that you had in June. Something shaked you up so much, or something is going to shake you up so much when it comes to the month of June 2023. You are going to open your eyes and you're never gonna see the world in the same light again, in the best possible way. What is going to happen to you, it's going to be, honestly, I know I probably have said this before, but this is gonna be the biggest wake-up call of your lives. This negative-ish experience that you are going to have, it's in June, it's like a really kind of going to be a very messy situation, very negative situation that you're going to find yourself at, that you're going to find yourself in. But what can I tell you? You're going to be fully aware of the fact that this is happening because of you, because you haven't done things that you should have done at the time when you should have done them. So it's almost as if you're avoiding certain responsibility, and then just that took you on a completely different path, and then almost as if your hand is going to be slapped for probably doing something, you know, not like literally slapped, but you know what I mean. So you are gonna kind of feel a little bit guilty because of something that is gonna happen to you in June. And this is why the whole month of July it's gonna be so significant, because you needed this situation, my gorgeous Taurini. If this didn't happen to you in June, what I'm talking about, then you would never ever realize that there is something very specific about yourself and about your life that you're going to change, that you need to change. Only you can change your life. Only you can make a certain step. Only you can make the certain move. So this in itself, it's going to be such a great moment of awakening indeed. So there is so much that the month of July is actually going to bring into your life. All I can say to you, my gorgeous Taurini, it's like you are literally going to, like, you will go through your own rebirth from the very 1st of July 2023. Already on the very 1st of July, there is something gonna happen to you, and it's really going to surprise you, where you're gonna realize, oh my God, I am becoming lucky. I am becoming lucky again. The luck is on my side. And this in itself, it's going to be your first sign, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. The very 1st of July. Number one, it's to do with inspiration, it's to do with power, it's to do with strength, and it's also to do with the power to manifest this particular thing, to make it happen really quickly. On another note, you've got, so it's the 1st of July, number one, and then it's number 7 as a July in general. It's a very spiritual number, and it's also going to kind of make you to be aware of signs on a completely different angle, to be aware from a completely different angle, to be aware of the synchronicities from a completely different aspect. You know, so much is going to start making sense. But do pay attention to the very 1st of July, what exactly is actually going to happen in order to make you feel this way, because that in itself, it's also going to make you aware of something something that you need to do, something that you need to explore, and this particular thing was on your mind for absolute ages. This is something so amazing about you. It's a lot to do with your skill, it's a lot to do with your passion, but it's a lot to do with some kind of idea that you had a while back. So you are going to be reminded of this. Why now? Because now it's the time. You needed that, I know, bad thing to happen in June. I don't mean to say it in bad way, you needed that to happen, but sometimes in this world we need something to shake us up in order to understand a little bit of dangerous situation that we have found ourselves in, and only then we can see and we can understand so much about ourselves, and only by understanding this we can see way beyond. So the things that have been scaring us subtly in the background, like subconsciously, they just disappear. They literally disappear. And this is all what you do, my gorgeous Taurini, and all what you're gonna do with your own with your own energy, basically, you know. And this is like this month of July, it's like I can't even wait to kind of plunge into it, because there is so much I want to say to you, and especially when it comes to around the 8th of July. So now this is very interesting, because it's the 8th of July, or around the 8th of July, when you need to pay attention to, because also your numbers are 555 when it comes to this month. Okay, number 555 in numerology, it's a very powerful number, and it means that the three important aspects of your lives are going to come together in such a way where they are going to split themselves nicely. One important aspect in the first part of July, the second is important aspect in the mid part of July, and the third important aspect is going to be right at around the end of July. These things are really going to, when I say aspects, you know, you are going to feel the great surge and energy and need to like kind of do something, to like kind of find out more about something, and all these things are going to be completely different, but the magical thing about it is that they're all going to lead towards the same thing. So by the time you get to the very last day of July, there is an opportunity that is going to be waiting for you that you wouldn't even normally notice, and you will be able to put two and two together, and you will understand what was happening within, you know, these 3 times in July. You will fully understand all those things that you've been through, all those things that you've been drawn to. We're preparing you for this moment in time, for the very last day of July, where you are gonna you're gonna find yourself on the biggest crossroads of your life, and guess what? You're gonna go for the path and for the choice that you would never normally go for. So this is why this month it's going to be so good. So much is going to be happening, but most importantly, you are really going to have that absolutely mind-blowing great sense of urgency to put things back in your life how they used to be. And I'm not saying that you're sad, that you're miserable, that you're negative, but I'm just saying that it's so important to be honest with yourself and to understand that your life, it's never going to change unless you decide to do something about it. And that's exactly what is happening right now, my gorgeous Taurini. Indeed, it's like absolutely mental, but in the best possible way. And also, when it comes to the actual when it comes to nutrition and health, I highly recommend you to take what I normally tell you, which is going to be like basically natural vitamin D3, which is going to boost your immune system, and it's going to be superb for your sensitive bones, alongside natural zinc picolinate. A zinc picolinate is a highly absorbable version of zinc that works perfect in combination with vitamin D3 in order to boost your immune system, but it's also fantastic when it comes to like a skin, hair and nails. And the third thing I was going to recommend you is the actual organic chlorella. It's a fantastic supplement which is indeed rich in protein and omega-3 essential fatty acids, which our body cannot produce by itself, but it's essential for our brain, for our mind, for our memory, for concentration, for our mood, and it's also brilliant to boost your immune system. And at the same time, it's fantastic when it comes to detoxifying our bodies from the dangerous ferrous metals. I've designed these vitamins myself, and they are, trust me, made with exceptional quality ingredients, without any rubbish, without any fillers, without any chemicals, okay? They're completely clean supplements which are suitable for vegetarians and vegans, and they are at the moment on a half price sale. They're still on a half price sale, so just make the most of them. In order to buy my vitamins or supplements, you just click on the name of this video and it's going to expand. You will see where the supplements are, or you can simply go on Google and just type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins and you will see my page coming up that way as well. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Taurini, or not. So now, my gorgeous Taurini, I'm going to basically talk about the very first date in July. I suppose I've already spoke about the very first day in July, because I said the 1st of July it's going to be a big mama, and it is indeed going to be quite important. On the 2nd and the 3rd of July, there is a blast from the past going to happen. Somebody from the past is going to contact you. Please don't attack me and tell me, oh, I don't want to talk to my ex-partner. No, baby, no, it's bigger than that. It's way more deeper than that. And I'm not saying that what you had with your ex-partner wasn't deep, for example, but I'm just saying that the 2nd and the 3rd of July, there is some kind of a blast from the past going to return. And it's more about like what they are actually going to tell you. Something really shocking about some kind of place or some kind of town or some kind of city, something really shocking you're gonna find out and you're gonna become aware of. And then that in itself, it's really gonna on one hand it's gonna shock you, but then on another hand it's really gonna make you aware that at some point in your past, a long time ago, you made the right decision. So you will know through this blast from the past, that's with this negative information that this person is gonna tell you about some kind of place, town, city or something, that you feel connection to from a long time ago. This will remind you of some kind of big decision that you made, and you are going to feel really, really pleased with yourself, because maybe at the time it didn't seem like you were doing the right decision, but now you're going to have your moment where this is most certain and most importantly going to be proven to you. This in itself, it's really going to make you aware of like how special you are, especially when it comes to your intuition, and especially when it comes to insight that you receive within yourself that sometimes you can't even understand, but you just know that when you feel very kind of passionately about something that may seem like a ludicrous at the time, there is a kind of like that will kind of bring you to the point in your life where you're gonna realize exactly why that must have been, or that was like the path of your kind of spiritual journey, or the part of your soul purpose and things like that. So this is only going to remind you of the right decision that you've made indeed. So this is going to be quite important, but there is also something else that you are going to learn, something really specific, some kind of like a maybe secret. It's actually going to come out, and that particular secret that it's also going to come out through that person, it's really going to surprise you. First of all, it's going to shock you, but then again later it's going to give you the idea, what do you need to do, what do you want to do. You're not going to be able to stop thinking about it whatsoever, and you will want to bring this into your life. It's a lot to do with like some kind of a lifestyle, but it's also a lot to do how to get there with like a much quicker, much sooner, with the greatest speed ever. So this is why this is going to be really, really important, my gorgeous Taurini. And the next important date that I'm going to be talking about, it's actually going to be on the 9th of July. The 9th of July, it's going to be really important, my gorgeous Taurini, because it's all about you kind of like a really pretty much so you are going to discover something. You are going to find out something. It's more about a discovery. Like you are going to discover something really, really big here. And what are you going to discover? This is really going to happen completely spontaneously. And I know that you're going to be thinking very intensely about something completely different. You're going to be working on something really, really boring. And you're going to be thinking very intensely about something really specific. And right around that time, when you kind of least expect it, something is going to happen. It's very difficult to explain. Something is going to happen, and you are going to discover something that is going to inspire you so much. And this in itself, it's a lot to do with like a limitless potential. But then on another hand, it's also a lot to do with you feeling free and being free and feeling free just while you are thinking about it. This in itself is going to give you food for thoughts, and you're also going to think a lot about exploring this. And this in itself, as I said, on one hand, is going to make you feel like a free, but like a freedom, spiritual freedom. But then on another hand, it's also going to make you feel like really, really excited. You need to understand, it's not about discovery. It's not about you randomly coming across something. No, baby, no. There is a way more to it. There is so much more to it. You know why? Because this is the direct result of your own manifestation. So this is pretty much a lot to do with your essence, with who you are on this earth. Every single one of us has got a specific role, okay? And the roles are never weird. Whatever it is, whatever you feel passionate about, it doesn't matter. But when we are so passionate about something, we tend to create things in our mind through the power of manifestation. And you've been thinking about it so intensely for so long, so this is what you're gonna discover. It's so much deeper, it's so much more to it, because it's the direct result of your own manifestation. And it's a lot to do with the financial opportunity, it's a lot to do with your skill, it's a lot to do with the right thing to do in terms of development, in terms of what your ambitions are, in terms of your desires. And then at the same time, very, very interesting idea that you're gonna have. It's gonna make you so curious, and it's gonna make you so thirsty for knowledge. This is absolutely brilliant. Not only this is gonna lead towards the new ways of communicating, this is gonna lead towards the new way of life, towards the new way of living. This is brilliant. When you realize this, you're gonna become restless. How excited you're gonna be actually to kind of start with this. This in itself, it's so important, but also you have to trust yourself, because you are doing something really, really wise. Okay, and there is somebody who is gonna almost you're gonna become aware of some kind of competition or something, but you must not allow this to put you off. Even my plantain is all shaking, like, oh my god, look at this. You see what I mean? No, even you're gonna become aware of some kind of competition or something like that, but you must not allow that put you off whatsoever. And another little problem here is going to be that somebody who's directly around you, somebody who's connected to you, it's actually gonna almost try to put you off from this. But you need to ignore this, because this is to do with something very divine. This is to do with the harmony. This is to do with you aligning yourself. This is to do with you doing the right thing when it comes to the actual inner happiness and fulfillment. This in itself is going to make you and help you to make your dreams to become true. And in as little as 10 days after this moment in time, in as little as 10 days, you are already going to have this news, this information, this message, which is going to make you aware of like a very, very interesting option, which is going to stem directly from this. Oh my god, in as little as 10 days, there is going to be an option that you're going to have, which it's going to be impossible for you not to notice, let alone not to go for, because that is going to become the center of your world, in the best possible way. You have been through so much, but you are prepared. You are being prepared for something much bigger, for something much better. I will say something to you that the beginning of this year, it's gonna be nothing like what is going to be happening to you from July until the end of this year. It's going to be so busy. So much is going to be happening. And you're going to find yourself on the path where you are going to make a drastic change. Drastic change. Drastic change is needed in order for you to be happy, in order for you to move on, in order for you to enjoy your life before it's too late. That sounds like really morbid. But you know what I mean. Listen, this is so important because you have been persistently doing something that you're unhappy yourself doing, whether this is to do with your work, whether this is to do with your career, whether this is to do with your lifestyle. It's important for you to rectify because the July is also going to give you the power in order to elevate yourself spiritually. So things that would normally make you worry and that will seem really dark are gonna seem in a completely different light, and that's all you need, because that in itself helps you with reflection, with your own reflection towards these things, and that creates a very unique and special energy that you need in order to keep on moving in your life. My gorgeous Taurini, indeed, it's like, oh my god. What else I was going to show you? Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning, blue tiger's eye. Check out this baby. Check this baby out. You see this? Very beautiful, very gorgeous, very unique, and very difficult to get hold of sometimes as well. Blue tiger's eye is very powerful because it helps you to protect yourself from an evil eye. It helps you to protect yourself from a negative energy. It's fantastic for career. It's fantastic for finances. It's fantastic when you're making really big decisions because it helps you to kind of stay on the right path. And on another note, why I absolutely adore this pendant, this crystal, is because of pineal gland. Our pineal gland is probably one of the most powerful parts of our bodies that connects us with who we are, with a real truth, with a deep truth, with a deep truth. We are not learned. You don't learn deep truth. You don't read about it. You find out deep truth. You find out this deep truth that I'm talking about. Not only about yourself, but about the things around you. It opens up the whole new world of what you didn't know, and it helps you to step into it like so with an ease. So this gorgeous blue tiger's eye pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this in the description below. Just click on the name of this video, click, and then the description is going to expand, and then you will see where these pendants are for sale. The second important date, my gorgeous Taurini, it's actually going to be on the the second important date. It's going to be on the 9th of July. On the 9th of July, what is actually going to happen, you are going to become aware of, you've going 9th and 10th of July, what you're going to notice is that you are actually going through some kind of a recovery. You will know that you recovered from something, okay? You will know that you recovered from something, and you're also going to, and that was affecting you spiritually. So this is really important. So this is all about you becoming aware of an improvement, this is all about you becoming aware of an improvement in your life. Okay, let's boil down. It's all boiling down to you becoming aware of an improvement in your life. Why do you have an improvement? What happened? How did you get there? What the next steps are going to be? There is so much going to be on your mind because you're also going to find yourself going through this some kind of transition here, and that in itself, it's really it's going to start this process of change where you are going to start releasing a baggage. You're going to realize that you need to release some kind of baggage in order to move on, but you will not know how to do this. And then shortly shortly after that moment in time, you know, within like about a week after, you are within the 1 week after that moment in time, you are going to have this like a really happy surprise, really nice, gorgeous surprise, which is going to come in a form of like a very much so nice creative opportunity. And this in itself is going to mean to you so much, not because it's a nice surprise, not because it's a really nice and creative opportunity, but it's really going to mean to you so much because this is going to be a sign that you are going to be able to end something. You will be able to end something, and this will mean to you so much because as soon as you end what you want to end, what you wanted to end in such a long time, this is also going to like kind of be connected to the new beginning. And in as little as 13 days, 1-3 after that moment in time, you're already gonna like pretty much so gonna realize, you know, like there is some kind of like an opportunity that you're gonna have, and this opportunity that you're gonna have, it is gonna be a lot about you doing something that you've never done before, okay, or you doing something that you haven't done in a very long time, but you are extremely good at it. So this is something that you also need to pay attention to, my gorgeous Taurini. Indeed, it could never, it's just so important, like, oh my god. And the next important date, my gorgeous Taurini, it's actually going to be on the 21st and the 22nd of July. On the 21st and the 22nd of July, oh my god, it's a lot about justice, it's a lot about the truth, it's a lot about the truth, which is going to bring so much clarity. And that truth that is going to bring so much clarity, it's also like a pretty much so on one hand gonna make you aware of the fact that you need to start planning. You need to start planning now in order to have a progress in your life, and that in itself is going to require from you to make certain decisions. And now you're going to be reminded of what you discovered at the beginning of the month. Remember when I told you that you're going to discover something at the beginning of the month? So now you're going to be reminded of what you discovered, and this is going to play a really big role when it comes to you leaving something. And also at the same time, you are going to be thinking very intensely about traveling somewhere or going somewhere. This is so important, this traveling, whether this is a business traveling, whether this is like a soul traveling, soul searching, whether this is like just for your pleasure, it doesn't really matter. Whatever journey you go through that you're having at that moment in time on your mind, there is something that you're gonna like really, there is this experience that you're going to have. This experience that you're going to have, it's gonna help you to reconnect yourself with your own spirituality. Not only you're gonna have this huge confirmation that somebody is around you taking care of you like a guardian angel, but you're also gonna have a miraculous signs, you know, what next steps you actually need to take. And they can only come to you if you make this journey, when you go on this journey, and it's gonna happen in the most of the spontaneous ways as usual. Indeed, this is so important for your balance, and it's important to be patient, because by being patient you're also going to find the meaning, you know. This is going to reflect on your personal security, serenity, and control, you know, and it's going to lead towards, you know, you really realizing what your calling is, you know, what your calling is, and that in itself is like pretty much so going to lead towards you liberating yourself towards you freeing yourself, you know, from something, you know, from the stage of your life that was just preventing you to kind of express yourself the way you want to express yourself. And this is only because you have found yourself maybe being surrounded by the wrong people, or maybe doing things just, you know, temporarily. So you need to come out of this temporary stage and find something of substance. And that's exactly what's happening right now here, my gorgeous Taurini. Extremely important indeed. And also another thing I was going to show you, look at this, absolutely absolutely gorgeous saginite pendant, beautiful, gorgeous saginite pendant. Check this out, for like one of the most powerful crystals when it comes to our spirituality, but also when it comes to us growing spiritually and evolving spiritually, because this is fantastic for spiritual self-discovery and self-growth. And also at the same time, it's absolutely brilliant when it comes to like, because it helps you to understand, you know, things, you know, but it helps you to gain better understanding during like a really difficult situations. So it makes you really wise, it makes you really deep, it makes you to kind of reflect in a slightly different way. So of course it's important. This gorgeous saginite pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next important date, my gorgeous Taurini, it's going to be on the 25th of July. On the 25th of July, oh, this is so strange. This is so strange. This is so strange. Very strange day on the 25th of July. And even if it doesn't happen on the 25th of July, it's going to happen at around the 25th of July. But something strange is going to happen. You're going to hear this song. You're going to hear this music. I know. You're going to hear this song. You're gonna hear this music, and it's like, you know, sometimes with the power of the universe and universal energies and with the power of synchronicities and the signs and us being open-minded, you know how many times you listen to you hear the certain music and you can find yourself in that situation, or you can hear the certain music and they're just singing these words that you've been just thinking about, you know. But what is gonna happen to you, you're gonna hear, you know, on this day or at around this day, you are gonna notice this song. And when you notice this song, somehow almost instantly you will be able to connect yourself to the words of that song, and something is gonna blow you away when you hear this song with an intensity of the words this song it's actually going to have. But most importantly, that is gonna be enough to get your attention, to grab your attention. And once you're in that mode, you're gonna be like a big mama, like sitting like, all right, okay then, you know what I mean, like a big massive mama, like honestly, like this one is gonna be like honestly like wow. So it's just basically, so you're gonna hear this song, you're gonna notice this song, and you're gonna feel very drawn to it, and then something is gonna be within its words, something is gonna be within its words, which is gonna kind of make you which is gonna remind you of something that you learned not that long ago, but it's also going to remind you to implement this. Somehow, this song is gonna really remind you of something that you've learned not that long ago, and it's on top of that going to put you in a mode to implement this almost immediately. It is going to take 34 days exactly after this moment in time. It is going to take 34 days exactly until you already see the improvement, big improvement in your life, which is going to come out of this completely. You know, this is not only like this is like a really wise for you to do. This is not only really wise for you to do, but it's also going to help you to discover that there is so much more to life that, you know, that you actually, not that you didn't know, but there is so much more that you need to explore, you need to find out. Like, oh my God, this is about to open a very, very sacred doors for you, my gorgeous Taurini, indeed, because after this moment in time, you are gonna become aware of the world of like completely new possibilities and opportunities. Indeed, you've been waiting for this moment in time for a very, very long time here, my gorgeous Taurini, my goodness. And also when it comes to like the last part of this month, this is so important. In between the 26th of July and the end of that month, in between the 26th of July and the end of that month. You know, I like this so much. I like this so much because this is when you're going to realize there's something, you need to stop something. You need to stop doing something that is really damaging you and it's not good for you. And you know what this is. You know what this is. You need to stop doing something which you are doing persistently, which is completely damaging you. And it's like, it's only going to lead towards the dead end. I don't want to sound morbid again, I'm sorry, but it's only going to lead towards the dead end. Whether this is to do with you doing something that you shouldn't be doing, most certainly. But what this is, it really depends. To me, this is screaming like some kind of addiction. I'm not saying you're junkie, come on man. I'm not saying you're junkie or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you know, addiction nowadays comes in many, many ways. Look at the phones. Look at what they're doing with the phones. They're becoming disgusting. They're becoming disgusting with these phones. Like, I'm not even gonna go into it, okay? Because we have all found ourselves in this. So basically, oh God, so you need to, like, what is a good thing is, no, let me carry on. So it's to do with some kind of addiction or something that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. So this is on you to understand what this is. You will realize what this is. This is going to become obvious, okay? But it's for the first time, for the love of God, in absolute ages, you are going to have this courageous energy, which is going to be different. And this is what the month of July is doing, because someone is going to inspire you so much around the end of July, but someone is also going to be absolutely brutally honest with you, you know. And I think that this is what's going to get you. Someone is going to be brutally honest with you. Why are you doing this? Look what it's doing to you, blah blah blah. And you're going to be as upset, as pissed off as ever. And then very soon you're going to realize, you know what, why am I pissed off and upset when this is the truth? It's the truth. You need to stop this. Okay, so whatever this is, my gorgeous Torini, you need to stop it immediately, okay? Not immediately, but you need to really come out of this because it's affecting your life and it's going to affect every single aspect of your life. No, baby, no. No, baby, no. This life, this spiritual journey is 5 minutes. It's very short. So don't waste it on silly things that are only bringing you down and bringing blockage within your energy. And that in return makes you feel like you're in a dark tunnel. No, baby, no. No more dark tunnels. So now, the good thing is that you will know what this is and you are going to be so courageous. You're going to be so adamant. You're going to feel so persistent to do this. And you know what? You will know it's going to be very, very hard work. But for the first time in your life, you're going to realize how much control you were lacking and how many things you were fearing in your life that you shouldn't have been fearing, that were slowing you down. And you will realize that you were like resistant and indecisive and on a standstill for way too long. So this is where Big Mama comes in, and this is going to be one of the most important decisions you have made in a long time, because it's going to help you to reconnect with yourself and things are going to feel different. Maybe you made this decision before, but now, and just it didn't go anywhere, but now this is going to be, now something is happening here. So you really have to think of your quality of life and how much this is actually going to change in the best possible way. This was some bastard here that was standing on your way for way too long. So I'm so glad that finally you are coming out of this. So now, my gorgeous Torini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship. For those of you who are in relationship, a bit of a little argument, a little baby argument you're going to have. You're going to have a little bickering, a little argument at around the 7th of July maybe and the 17th of July are quite strong here. A little bickering, a little argument, you know, something conflicting would be like kind of going on, and you will think that, you know, your partner is narrow-minded. but it's not. You need to open your partner is not narrow-minded. You need to open your mind. I think that you may be the one who is a bit narrow-minded about this. You need to open your mind a little bit, and you need to feel the vibration and energy, because what your partner is trying to do, your partner is trying to warn you about not doing something, and your partner is right 100%, but you think that your partner is narrow-minded for not telling you this. I think that your partner is very much so extremely highly intuitive. Maybe sometimes your partner doesn't come across like they're highly intuitive, or your partner doesn't give their credit to themselves for being so intuitive, you know. They put the walls around them every now and then, you know. They don't let too many people in sometimes, you know. But the bottom line is that your partner is gonna be super fully right when it comes to your partner warning you about not making some kind of unwise investments just because you are impatient. So listen to your partner, because your partner is right with this. Don't make an impulsive mistake. Don't make an unwise investment here. You need to listen to your partner, my gorgeous Taurini. This is so important indeed. Your partner is not narrow-minded. Your partner is extremely open-minded. And your partner is being in an absolutely mind-blowing, like a psychic mode, while your partner is making you aware of this. So don't make unwise investments. Don't make an impulsive mistake. Listen to your partner. Very important. And those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Taurini, it's like you are gonna kind of, my God, gonna come across someone, and that particular person is somehow gonna have number 2 connected to them. You're gonna come across someone who is gonna understand you, and you're gonna love this. Almost as if you're gonna fall in love with someone really intellectually, on an intellectual level, and you're gonna kind of like, almost like if you're gonna fall in love with someone within 5 minutes of talking to them, just because they will be able to understand something very specific about you. And this is a nice person, this is a lovely person to start with, but very soon after that moment in time, you're gonna realize that person is not who they say they are. You know, and there's like almost as if you're gonna realize it's like an assistance with an ulterior motive or something like that. But and you're not gonna like this, and this is gonna bring you down. But then again, at the same time, this is just like a really important sign that it's not really about finding a love of your life when it comes to July. August and September are looking very, very promising. But when it comes to the actual months of July, you really need to understand that this happened because it was meant to happen. You were meant to meet the wrong person, only to be pointed out the fact that something that's delayed in your life, that you're kind of ignoring because you don't even like to think about it, it's going to be slowing you down and affecting you when it comes to you meeting new people until you sort this out. I know that this sounds really, really confusing, but it's so important for you to understand this. You know, this is the way things are connected in life, indeed. And this is something that you need to pay attention to. What was delayed in your life? What is keep on being delayed in your life? And you are ignoring this on purpose. First of all, you need to deal with this. And then someone genuine is gonna walk into your life, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Taurini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.